Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Yay! Thank you for joining me, Simply Elizabeth Crafts, for our Monday live. I'm going to get all of the lights on, although I look kind of in the dark, but that's okay. I guess because maybe it's a little darker outside today. I don't know. But I hope you are all doing well. Make sure that if you are watching that you leave a comment, that you give me a thumbs up, and then also share. I would greatly appreciate that. Hello, Verna. Tonight we're going to do something that I don't know if I've ever really done before. We're going to kind of do a back to school Monday. A lot of schools here in where I'm at now in Darlington, they actually all started last Thursday. But I know when I was in Columbia, most of those schools were starting today. So I thought today would be a perfect day to kind of do some back to school stuff. So today we are going to be playing with Just a Note, and we're going to add in the stamp set Choose Happy, which is great because it has an apple in it for those teachers, right? Hello, Deb. Hello, Carrie. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to remind you about Club. Club is what I have every single month. Hello, Nancy. It is $45. That $45 includes, for the month of August, it includes a bolt of ribbon. It includes a pack of embellishments, a full pack of 6x6 paper, and then of course the make and take packets for 6 what I think are amazing cards. I actually really like these cards. I'm going to show them to you, make sure I've got them all the right side, the right way. I love this one because the background looks like mountains, and you've got that one and then that one. And it is using the Sunshine Vibes bundle. You can also add the bundle on at cost, so it would just be the bundle with the 10%, so you would add those two together, but it would be the 10% off. I pay the tax and shipping. Club is $45, and it gets shipped directly to you around the 28th. I usually try to get them out before then. This past month with the floors and the move and all that took me a little longer, but those all got in the mail on Saturday. So if you have questions on it, let me know, but there is a link in the description of this video that will take you to all that information and to the registration link as well. Okay, tomorrow, I didn't print out a sheet for it, but tomorrow we'll actually start a sale for in colors. There will be 15% off. So if you like in colors and you haven't gotten any of them yet, I want to say it is maybe just for the current ones, but check onto the onlines and it will have all of that there for you. Okay, so that's all I've got. Let's get to crafting. I'm gonna pull you on over here, get you flipped down. See if I can get you straight. And I think maybe I got it. And make sure I'm in the actual here, and it just takes a minute because it's slow. All right, I think I'm good. I think I am. Okay, so the first one we are gonna do is hand sanitizer. Of course, with all little kids, and if you work in a doctor's office or anything like that as well, hand sanitizer is the perfect thing to give to not only teachers, but also any, you're in your doctor's office, your admin staff, your nurses, all that kind of stuff. And of course, when it is from Bath and Body Works, it makes it even better, right? Because those always smell really good. So we're going to create a box. There are instructions on a blog post, so make sure that you go over there and check it out. So I've got the measurements and the score lines, and then I made myself a little cheat one. The box itself is not my design. It is from Pink Buckaroo, which I follow her a good bit. And so that is from her. She came up with it many, many years ago when they came out with this type of hand sanitizer. All right, so I'm gonna grab my Simply Scored. I'm gonna move that out of the way. And it's just right behind me. Okay, so on our 3 3/4 side, we are gonna score at 1 and 2 3/4. Then we are gonna flip it to our 4 3/4 side, and we are gonna score at 1 and 2. And all that with the score lines, it is on that blog post for you. So I tried to make it easy. All right, we are going to fold on our score lines. So we're gonna grab our bone folder, give it a good crease. And then we are gonna start cutting. Move that over there. So we're gonna cut on either side of our, what I call the mountains or humps, whatever you wanna call them, on the tabs on the long side. So you're just gonna cut down along the edge of that hump and then on the other one. And that gives you that little wiggle room that you need for adhering. And it makes it so that you don't see all the extra little edges. So it gives you your little notch that you need. So we'll do this one. And then let's do one more. And we'll pull that. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the trash bucket. And then let's start putting it together. So the middle tabs are gonna raise up and go onto the inside. So we're gonna put adhesive on the outside of the tab. And you can use liquid glue, or I'm using Seal Plus. You could also use tear and tape, whichever you prefer. Okay, now these are gonna go around on the outside, so the adhesive is gonna go on the inside of the tab. Then we're gonna go, whoop. Little tab's giving me some issues there. All right, I'm gonna fold over all the adhesive, and then I don't know what I got there, but we'll be okay. All right, so now we're gonna take and put that middle tab on the inside, then rub it to make sure it stays. Then we're gonna do the other one, and you can see I'm just lining it up with that edge. Then this is gonna go on the outside. And it's gonna go right like that. I'm gonna rub it, make sure it stays, and then do the same for the other side. Now, when you put in your hand sanitizer, you could definitely leave it like this, but it kind of bulks it up so that you can't really see it. So I'm gonna trim off the edges here, and I'm gonna grab my big scissors, my long ones, because I think it's easier. So you're gonna go from the back to the front. And you're just gonna literally cut right down at an angle. And we're gonna pull that so that it'll come off. Okay, then we're gonna do it, and I'm left-handed, so yours will be a little different. Your cutting, how you hold it will be a little different. And then we're gonna go from the bottom all the way up to the top, just like that. It doesn't have to be perfection on it because you're not gonna notice. You won't notice it at all. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's see if I can scrape that off real quick. You can stick in your hand sanitizer. Now, if you're doing a lot of them and you're handing them out to a lot of people, I would suggest putting a glue dot on the bottom or even a dimensional on the bottom. Their bottles kind of go in, and so it might be easier to do a dimensional on the bottom. All right, now let's put the rest of it together. So I have cut all the pieces for us here. Let's say I'm missing one little piece there. This is from those alphabet party dies or party alphabet dies. And then this is from the bundle we're actually using. Okay, so we've got this piece here, and then we've got this piece. And actually, we're gonna take that back out real quick. This is gonna go on the back. So we're gonna adhere this to the inside. And I don't want it to go all the way down. I just want it to give a little edge around the top. There we go. All right, now you can put it back in. This is gonna go across the front, but we're gonna flag the ends. And we're just gonna do a little flagging. And while I do this, put in the comments, tell me if you have kids that you're sending off to school this year or grandkids. I obviously don't have any kids, but I do have nieces and nephews, and I have gotten lots of pictures today of them so that I can see all their first day photos. Makes me happy. We're gonna put adhesive on the back here. And then we're just gonna lay it right here on the front, and we're gonna lay it at an angle because, you know, I like the whole angle thing. All right, then we're gonna put down our letter A because, you know, ABC. I did put adhesive on the back. I am gonna tell you, I don't need all of it to be undone with the adhesive. So I'm just gonna pull this backing up. I didn't think about that until after I had already cut it out with the adhesive on the back. So we're just gonna pull it up like this. I'm gonna fold it, and I'm just gonna trim it off. Okay. And then we're gonna place it right here. And again, at an angle. We're gonna go flat with our Designer Series paper there. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna take our basic white here. Yay, Verna! Oh, youngest grandson started high school last week. Oldest goes back to college in 2 weeks. Yeah. Oh. And they grow up so fast, you know? It's crazy to see how fast they grow up. My nephew, who, you know, I remember when they first moved back here from Japan, he was 3 months old, and he was just a little tiny thing, you know, with big old cute cheeks. And now he is like 2 feet taller than me and driving. And you're like, oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna stamp the sentiment. You've got this, because all the teachers need to know that they've got this year. And you know, parents and grandparents need to know they've got it too, right? And then you're gonna just do at an angle like this. That means you have no stress of a school system and craziness and supplies. And I have a lot of supplies this week coming in already. It's only Monday, right? So we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of our, and I'm turning off my light. I have done that so many times now, it is crazy. So I've got these here. We're just gonna cut our edges really quick. And then I'm gonna add here and here. Let me flip that around. There we go. Okay, then I also did these pieces from that bundle, and I did add adhesive to the back of it. This is gonna go up like this. Oops. Then our sentiment is gonna go like this, kind of down. And before I press it down, we're gonna take the paper clip. So Deb, we're using the paper clip this week. And it's not as fragile as I really thought it would be. It's actually pretty, I mean, like it'll bend and it'll do all that, but it hasn't, I haven't ripped one yet. We are gonna take and put this down. Let's see if I can get all that off. And we're just gonna lay, this is gonna go behind, and then just a little bit of it is gonna go on the top. And it's okay if you cover up a little bit of you've got this, it'll be just fine. They will not care. Okay, so you got that. Then we're gonna take our ribbon. One great grand, Nancy? That is awesome. You know, I do think you told me that before. Oh, let's see. And Verna, you pick up, oh, bless you for those car lines. Bless you for those car lines. They can be crazy for sure. I watch it out my window. All right, we're gonna tie a nice big bow, maybe if my fingers will work, really pretty ribbon. And this is the first time I'm using it, which is crazy. I don't know why, it was just kind of sitting in the drawer and I was like, oh, gold, here we go. All right, so there we go. We've got our nice big ribbon and bow. Then we're going to cut out here. This side's maybe a little too big. Let's pull it some. There we go. And then we're gonna do this side too. Trim off those tails. Then we're gonna grab a glue dot. And we are gonna stick it right there above the sentiment and on our paper clip. And that's gonna kind of help to secure that paper clip as well. Then we're gonna take our star and we're gonna take that back off and we're gonna just stick it right there. Well, actually I had it down here. There we go. All right, so that is project number 1. The high school one is ridiculous. Yeah, that does not surprise me. I know, Nancy, you know, it's kind of one of those that's just very plain. It's a very plain bundle. And you kind of look at it and you're like, meh, is it really going to be worth it? But it has a lot of different fun pieces in here that do more than just for school. It can be for office, so it can be great for your coworkers, because obviously coworkers, you're using these kind of things, you know, like you use binder clips and paper clips, and you know, some of us like to have really fun office supplies. I might be one of those. But it really is just, I don't know, it says happy back to school, but you know, you've got this, anybody who's going through a hard time at work, or you've had a coworker who's really helped you out with a project, like best ever, you know, it's a really good thing for work. You could even do neighbors, because I know some of you are retired. So you've got, this would be great for a neighbor, or even a best ever if they took care of your animals or your flowers or your, you know, vegetable garden while you were gone. So great simple bundle. and really good cost too. It's in a great price point. All right, so there is first project. And then let me grab the second one. Now, the second one, I like both of them a lot. I can't even choose which one I like. But this one is fun because when you open it, it's a gift card holder. So a lot of teachers ask for gift cards because they have to buy supplies all year long. So this is great for that. Or, you know, an admin if you want to do like a Secret Santa or whatever. So this is a card so that you can do that. And this one, I'm using the Choose Happy because I think that apple is the perfect size. All right, and we're gonna pull out our little score board again. Oh, really, Deb, you'll need to show that to me so I can see it. Okay, so this one is gonna be 5.5. On the 5.5, you don't have to score any of the lines, but on the 10, we are gonna score at 4.25 and 8.5. And I'm gonna go back over that because I didn't press down hard the first time. All right. Oh, Deb, are they? Yes, yes. I broke down and got them. I could not stand it any longer. I got them, I guess it was my, not last order. Yes, I think it was my last order for myself. And that was all I had in it. We're gonna give it a good crease. Then what I'm gonna do is here for this little pocket, I'm gonna take a retired circle punch. This is the 1 inch, but we have a one, I think it's 1 3/4 or 1 3/8. I can't remember, hold on. 1 3/4 that you could use as well. That would be just fine. But I like the inch ones when I do the notches in the paper. So we're just gonna kind of guesstimate. We're not gonna make it perfect. And then we're gonna punch that so that you've got a little pull in and out for your gift card. Then we are gonna take some tear and tape. And I'm doing tear and tape because I don't want the liquid glue to get messy with me. And so the tear and tape works great for this when you want to get it real close to the edge. Although I'm not doing very good with that. We'll take off the backs. And then we're gonna fold it right on over. Okay? Now, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and take my little strip that I did, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the back. And it's just gonna run, and that was just to kind of give it, because black is kind of a harsh color, so I really just wanted to add something so it wasn't so harsh through there. Okay? All right, now let's work on our front. So we're gonna take that same Designer Series paper. I felt like this was kind of school-like with the pattern. We're gonna attach this to our front. Make sure that's the front. Just right there. Then we're gonna take our banner and we're gonna add it. And I think I ran out of, oh, nope, not yet. I still got some adhesive in there. And we're gonna adhere this, but we're gonna add an angle. Kind of like that. And that's just to kind of offset it being white to white. The red just kind of gave it a little bit in the background to set them apart a little bit. All right, now we're gonna take a piece of our basic white. We are gonna take all this. I'm gonna pull all this out real quick. We're gonna take Azure Afternoon. We are gonna grab our grid paper. We're gonna ink up our lines here. Get a good coverage on it. And then we're gonna stamp it down. And then we're gonna stamp it onto our basic white piece of paper, okay? Then next we are going to, I'm gonna move that out the way. Next, I am going to go ahead and cut it out with our cut and emboss machine. And I got to find where I put the dies down. So we're gonna line it up. And this is, I've wasted a lot and I'm sorry on that for those of you who care. But you know, it never goes right for me when I'm live. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't, you know, not put it in the right spot for me. So I'll use the edges though for sentiments, I promise. All right, we're gonna bring it in and bring in that machine. Oh, good. I'll have to go in and look at that because sometimes it doesn't tell me when people post on there. I don't know why. It's probably, you know, I've got something probably wrong on it. For notifications. All right, so then we've got that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in there so I don't lose it. Put my tape back up there. Okay, now I'm going to take our sentiment, Happy Back to School. We're gonna stamp it in real red. And I'm gonna see if I can get it straight. That looks pretty good. We are going to take a real red Stampin' Right marker. We're gonna grab a ruler. I'm gonna line it up. Then I'm gonna take the, what I call the bullet point. We're gonna take that. We're just gonna run a line. Okay, and then there is our notebook paper. We're then gonna stamp our apple on here. And we're gonna stamp 1, 2, and then 3. And while we're actually doing that, we're gonna take our inside piece and go ahead and stamp it 3 times as well. 1, 2, and 3. So that we can just color them all at the same time. We're gonna do some Granny Apple Green and Real Red. So I'm gonna go and color in all the real reds real quick. And I am using the brush point only to make it go faster. And let's see this one here. I need a new red light. Seems to be the case lately. I need a lot of new ones. All right, and then let's do this one here. We're gonna do 2 green one, I think, on the inside. No, I did 2 red. We're gonna do 2 green on the inside. Change it up, make it fun. All right, we're gonna take the dark Real Red and we're just gonna create some shadows. Now, I'm not perfect at the shadowing, so I'm just doing what I feel will work. And then all right, so there's the Real Red for that one. And then let's do this one. We'll go there and then up. Ta-da. All right, then let's take our light Granny Apple Green. And we're gonna go and color it all in. Then we're gonna do this one. And then one more. All right, and then while we've got the light on our real reds, we're gonna do the light leaf. Okay, and then over here on this one, then we're gonna take our dark Granny Apple Green and we're gonna give it some shadowing. And then we're going to color in the leaf with the dark. All right, color in the leaf, color in the leaf. And then we're going to give it a little bit of a shadow here. Now, I almost, because of the lines, I almost did some fussy cutting, but then I decided that that was not going to happen. So now on the inside of it, it wouldn't have mattered, but I didn't want to sit there and cut out 3 apples. So if you want to be all fancy like with it, then you can fussy cut those out, and you could even pop them up or, you know, do all that, just so that your blue lines aren't showing in the background. But I was okay with it. And then we're just gonna do pecan pie for our stem. And then we're going to, I'm gonna put that aside really quick. We're gonna flip this over. We're gonna put dimensionals on the back. And then, let's see, one. We're gonna do one here, one here, one here, and then we're gonna do one here. Okay. That was probably way too many, but I don't think I put that many on the sample. Okay. Then we're gonna put this on, and it's gonna go at the right, like a little angle. Like that. Then I'm going to take our little binder clip here. We're gonna put a little bit of adhesive on the back. And then we're gonna stick it right here, kind of at an angle. You just wanna make sure that it's not completely off there. Okay, and then we're gonna take our white ribbon. And Carrie, I agree with you. It is all in the details for sure. And no one really, you know, crafter, if anybody gets the card, whether they're a crafter or not, they're gonna love it. You know, no matter what it is, because you took the time to make something for them. So, all right, so I'm gonna do another big ribbon. I'm in a big ribbon. We're gonna trim off the tails. Just like that. I'm gonna put the pin back in it because I have already lost it. Huh. Oh, nope, there it is. I was gonna say that's not gonna be good when I clean up, right? All right, let's see if I can get my finger down in there. Okay, we're gonna take a glue dot and we're gonna attach that right about there. And then that also, because I put it at an angle, it's covering up that little piece there too, the little white notebook paper, so it kind of makes it look like it's on the edge as well. All right, then let's take our inside piece and go ahead and put it And if you wanted, you could stamp the "You're the Best" to add that into it as well. Then we're going to grab these little berries. So these are actually cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. But I think the cherry cobbler looks really good with the red. I think it's because it's that iridescent look. You can't tell. You can't tell at all that it's really cherry cobbler and not real red. So we're going to do those, and we're going to add quite a few of them. And thank you, Verna. I was definitely in the school mode when creating this week. All right, let's add one to our green apple, one up here, and let's put one on our binder. All right, so there we go. There is our little gift card holder, and I've got this little gift card here, so we'll stick that in there. Little Amazon, which is also great for teachers. They love that. Neighbors do too. Crafters do too. Everybody loves the Amazon gift card, right? They probably get more money than anything else from me lately. All right, so there we go. Let me grab our nice little hand sanitizer there. And those are our 2 projects for today. Later this week on Thursday, I will have a box using the large banner dies that will fit some hand sanitizer wipes and tissues and a ribbon, a little lotion. So it'll be one more kind of back to school themed project. And yeah, Carrie, you got that right. And it seems to never end no matter what. That and Walmart. So you'll have one more project on Thursday. I'll get that posted later this week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. You can get these as make and take projects mailed directly to you with an order of I just drew a blank, $50 or more before tax and shipping. And then I'll mail these 2 projects along with the 3rd one on Thursday to you, right to your door. So but if you have any questions, let me know, but I'll see you next. Bye.